QBasic, Loops and Functions. Looping with QBasic. A loop is a sequence of instructions that is repeated until a condition is satisfied. A loop in programming helps us to simplify our work by executing the same set of instructions again and again for one common job. For example, suppose on the basis of age, we have to decide whether a person is eligible to vote or not. For this, we have to perform the same process a number of times again and again for every individual. This can be both monotonous as well as time-consuming task. Here, loops come into action. This same task can be done easily and quickly by executing loops in a program. These loops are usually used to solve mathematics problems where you have to print a list of numbers which are incremented steadily. In games, where you have a monitor continuously for a keyboard input or mouse input. To make interesting and efficient programs, you can make QBasic to execute a part of a program more than once. This is called looping, when QBasic goes through a part of a program over and over again. This can be done with the goto command, but in QBasic, there are some good ways to loop the program. One of them is for next command. When using counters, you have to follow these points. Initialize the counter. Increment or decrement the counter. Check for the maximum limit. This process may become very tedious if the program is very long with several counters. In that case, you can use loop. Types of loops. There are different types of loops. For next, do loop, if goto, while went, do while. For next, it can be referred to as a self-incrementing loop. Purpose: to execute a series of instructions for a specified number of times in a loop. Syntax: for var is equal to x to y. Step Z. Instruction series. Next, var, where var is a variable. It is a counter and is called the control variable. X is the start value. Y is the final or ending value. X and Y may be numeric constants, variables, or expressions. var is assigned all values starting with X, terminating with Y, in steps of Z. This command allows you to execute a part of a program a certain number of times. It looks like this. For I is equal to 1 to 4. Print, I am looping. Next, I. End. Output, I am looping, will display on the screen. I am looping, exclamation, will display on the screen 4 times. The letter I can be any other letter. For example, it is actually a variable which changes its value each time the program loops. In this example, from 1 to 4. So, if you make a program like this, for a is equal to 1 to 5, print, this is loop number a. next A. End. Output will be displayed on the screen 5 times in increasing sequence. With for next, you can use the step command, which tells QBasic how to count from one number to another. If you type for j is equal to 0 to 6, step 2, print j, next j, end. Output 0, 2, 4, 6. For j is equal to 0 to 6, step 1.5, print j, next j, end. Output 0, 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6. You can also count backwards like this. For d is equal to 10 to 1, step -1, print d, next d, end. When you want QBasic to count backwards, always put step -n, where n is the number of steps taken backward each time. For example, write a program to print numbers 10 to 13 using for next loop. Let n is equal to 13. For m is equal to 10 to n. Print m. Next m. End. Output as displayed on screen. 10, 11, 12, 13. Write a program to print numbers 40 to 50 in reverse order using for next loop. For a is equal to 50 to 40, step -1. Print a, next a, end. Output as displayed on screen. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. Do loop. Imagine that you have a program that works like an ordinary calculator. You enter numbers, QBasic calculates and shows the result, and the program ends. The program may be good, but one problem is that you have to run the program each time you want to calculate. That's where the handy do loop comes in. It's a block of commands where the program doesn't have to loop a certain number of times, like in for next. It can loop indefinitely while the condition is met, and when it's not met, the loop stops, or until the condition is met. So, when it's met, the loop stops. Condition is basically the same as an argument. Here is an example. Do. Print. Enter a number. Print. When you want to quit, press 0. Input n. R is equal to n divided by 2. Print n, semicolon, divided by 2 is equal to semicolon r. Loop while n is greater than 0. End. When you run this program, you can enter numbers and get the result as many times as you like. The program will run when until the condition is false, that is, n is equal to 0. Once you've entered 0, the program ends. The condition, while n greater than 0 is put by the loop command, but you can stick it to the do command also. While condition continues the loop until the condition becomes false. You can also use the until command instead of while and put it either by do or loop. An until condition continues the loop until the condition becomes true. Functions in QBasic. When programs are large, it is required to break them into smaller parts that are easier to work with. These small programs are called subroutines or subprograms. Functions are just like subprograms, but it returns a value. A function can be defined as a set of statements, instructions for a specific task, and it returns a single value. QBasic consists of string and numeric functions, but a program can also write a new function to perform a task that is not available in the QBasic library. The functions present in the library are called built-in functions, and the functions created by the user are called user-defined functions. Standard library functions. QBasic provides many functions which reduce the length of the program, and so your work gets simpler and faster. Functions are ready-made programs which can be used anywhere in the program. These functions are a part of the standard library of functions of the QBasic software. There are 3 types of functions in QBasic. These are mathematical functions, string functions, conversion functions. Mathematical functions. Mathematical functions help us to carry out mathematical operations. Given here are some commonly used mathematical functions. ABS function. This function returns the absolute value of a numeric expression. This means that when you pass a number to the ABS, it will always return its positive value. Syntax. ABS within bracket n, where n is a numeric expression. SGN function. This function returns a value indicating the sign of a numeric expression. Syntax. SGN within brackets n, where n is a numeric expression. SGN within brackets n is equal to 1 if n is positive. SGN within brackets n is equal to -1 if n is negative. SGN within brackets n is equal to 0 if n is 0. INT function. This function returns the nearest integer which is less than or equal to the given value. Syntax. INT within bracket n, where n is numeric value. Fix function. This function converts a given numeric value into an integer by truncating the fractional part. Syntax. Fix within bracket n, where n is a numeric value. CINT function. This function rounds off a numeric value to the nearest integer. Syntax. CINT within brackets n, where n is a numeric value. String functions. String functions work with strings. They could be used to join two strings, extract parts of a string, find the length of a string, etc. Concatenating strings with the plus operator. When you combine two words to form one word, it is known as concatenating of words. You already know the plus operator is used to add two numbers. For example, print 10 plus 10 will give you 20. The plus operator can also be used to concatenate strings. len function. The len function returns the number of characters in the string, which is the length of the string. Syntax. len within bracket a dollar, where a dollar is string expression. Write dollar function. The write dollar function returns n number of characters from the right side of the string. Syntax. Write dollar within bracket a dollar n, where a dollar is any string expression and n is the number of characters to be returned. Left dollar function. The left dollar function returns n number of characters from the left side of the string. Syntax. Left dollar within bracket a dollar n, where a dollar is any string expression and n is the number of characters to be returned. Let a dollar is equal to Andhra Pradesh. Print left dollar within bracket a dollar 7. Andhra mid dollar function. The mid dollar function returns a substring or a part of a string from a particular position in the string. Syntax. mid dollar within bracket a dollar m n, where a dollar is the string expression, m is the starting position from where it will begin returning, and n is the number of characters to be returned. The n value is optional. If given, it specifies the number of characters to be extracted. Otherwise, the string is extracted till the end. Lcase dollar function and ucase dollar function. The lcase dollar function converts all the characters in the string to lowercase. The ucase dollar function converts all the characters in the string to uppercase. Syntax. Lcase dollar within bracket a dollar, ucase dollar within bracket a dollar, where a dollar is a string expression. String dollar function. It is a processing which is used to display a particular character in specified number of times. Syntax. String dollar within bracket n a dollar, space dollar function. This function lets you print the specified number of spaces you want in the string. Syntax. Space dollar within bracket n, where n is the number of spaces you want to insert. Conversion functions. The conversion functions help you to perform conversion operations on constants and variables. The QBasic compiler converts all the characters which have been entered by the keyboard into a numeric code known as ASCII code. The full form of ASCII is American Standard Code for Information Interchange. There are 256 ASCII codes ranging from 0 to 255, corresponding to the characters entered by the keyboard and other characters which are not there on the keyboard. ASC function. The ASC function returns the ASCII code of the given character. For a string expression, the ASC function returns the ASCII code of the first character. Syntax. ASC within bracket $, where $, is a string. The output of the ASC will be an ASCII code. str$ function. This function returns the string value of a number. Syntax. str$ within bracket a, where a is a numeric value. VAL function. This function converts a number which has been stored as a string into numeric value. This function is useful when you want to carry out mathematical operations with numbers which have been stored in the form of a string. Syntax. VAL within bracket $, where $, is a string. CHR$ function. The CHR$ function gives the corresponding character of the given ASCII code. Syntax. CHR$ within bracket a, where a is an ASCII code. The output will be the corresponding character of the ASCII code.